Representative Borelli, you have a proclamation.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I have a House recognition I'd like to read into the record.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, this is a House recognition in support of the A-10 program. Whereas the Arizona House of Representatives and the Arizona House of Military Affairs Committee received a briefing from Lieutenant Colonel retired Thomas Norton and Joint Terminal Attack Controller Vern Patterson in the situation with the A-10 and the status of Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona. And whereas the A-10 uniquely provides critical close air support and critical combat search and rescue capabilities to ground combat forces and is uniquely constructed and outfitted to accomplish such a mission with a high probability of success through precise application of air to ground fire and support of ground forces engaged in combat. And whereas the A-10 are currently deployed in the Middle East for this CSAR and offensive operations in the fight against ISIS, and deployed to Europe and around the world to reassure and train our allies in close air support. And whereas in a March 17th House Armed Services Committee hearing, Secretary of the Air Force Deborah James and Chief of Staff of the Air Force General Mark Welsh both confirmed that mothballing the A-10 was driven by budget constraints only. And over the past several Congresses, both chambers have successfully protected the A-10 fleet from complete divestment. Even though the equivalent of 4 squadrons have been mothballed since 2012, and whereas over $1 billion has been invested recently in the A-10 to upgrade in its avionics and strengthen its airframe, extending its lifespan through 2028. And whereas the President's budget proposal for fiscal year 2016 again directs the Air Force to divest the entire A-10 fleet, starting with 160 aircraft in FY16. And whereas divestiture, particularly because of the lack of the similar capable replacement combat platform, will put American lives at risk. And we recognize the challenges imposed by the Budget Control Act, but we believe that now is not the time to divest an aircraft that has demonstrated success in combat for decades and has saved lives, especially at a time when there is no suitable replacement. And whereas the Arizona House of Representatives lauds the efforts of the Arizona Congressional Representatives Trent Franks, Matt Salmon, Paul Gosar, Kristen Sinema, and Ruben Gallego to support and save the A-10. And whereas the U.S. House of Representatives, along with the chairman of the Senate Armed Services, Senator John McCain, are in support and of the continued effort in the preservation of this great combat-ready asset. Be it resolved that the Arizona House of Representatives offers its full support for the Arizona Congressional Delegation in its efforts to preserve the A-10, acknowledged to be used to be the most qualified tool for the job and the cherished Davis-Monthan Air Force Base for its current and future missions. Be it further resolved that we, the Arizona House of Representatives, urge members of Congress to reject the President's request to divest the A-10 aircraft fleet for the fiscal year of 2016 Defense Appropriation Bill, dated, signed this day, the 2nd day of April, 2015. Signed by Speaker of the House David M. Gowan, Sr., State Representative Sonny Borelli, Chairman of the Military Affairs and Public Safety Committee, and Representative Mark Fitchum, Vice Chair of the Military Affairs and Public Safety Committee, and the entire committee of the Veterans Committee, sir.
Thank you, Chairman Borelli. Do you have a point, Mr. Borelli?
Mr. Speaker, I request that this be moved and put in the official record.
Absolutely. Clerk will put that on record. Thank you.